Somebody cracked the code that prevents us from copying our DVDs. Well, pretty soon, that code showed up on the internet, and one of the sites where you could find it was a site called Digg.com. That's Digg.com. Well, Digg.com is an online technology and news site controlled by its own subscribers, and those subscribers themselves are taking that democratic principle to its very limit. To avoid potential lawsuits, the site's owners removed all links to the DVD hack, but the subscribers revolted. They exercised what they considered to be their editorial rights and flooded the site with new links, and Digg.com's owners have been forced to back down. Well, to tell us more about this, I'm joined from New York by the Chief Executive Officer of Digg.com, Jay Adelson. Jay, where do things stand at present?
Well, right now we're just, really trying to get back to business as usual. There's the risk that there could be a lawsuit in the future, but we really have to let that pass and just focus on executing.
Let me get this right. So something like 11,000 people effectively threw this code onto your site, even though you were trying to get rid of it. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, what happened at first was one individual submitted this link, and thousands, actually as many as 20,000 people dug that link or voted for it and brought it up to the surface. After that happened and we removed it, it became an even bigger problem for the entire internet, and it just spread all over the place.
All right. Now, it's unclear to me, it may be clear to others, but it's unclear to me what the code would have effectively allowed me to do.
Well, the code is really just an ingredient. It's part of a key that is used by someone to crack the code and allow you to copy a DVD, in specific, a high-definition DVD.
All right, but this throws open a much wider issue about the democratization of the internet, doesn't it? And whether, effectively, there are any secrets anymore. Are there?
Well, really at this point, the users can speak with a very loud voice. I mean, by the evening, so at this point, whatever the message is, they're going to get it out.
Your site is controlled by its subscribers. User-generated content, I guess, is the new sort of buzzword in Web 2.0, and yet it's owned by you and a number of other people. You've effectively been forced to back down. So ultimately, what responsibilities do you bear for this site going forward? And indeed, if there were to be copyright lawsuits, what would the effect be on both you and the site?
Well, really at this point, there's a lot of questions over who owns the data. In our case, the submission points outside the site to someone else who owns the data. So if we're a conduit, are we responsible, or is the user responsible, or is someone else in the chain in between? And those questions really need to be answered before anyone knows who's going to be most liable in a situation like this.
And that is the question, isn't it? Who is going to answer those questions? Do you or I want the internet to be policed going forward?
Well, I think at this point, it's impossible. I think what this event showed, and particularly once we posted a message saying we side with the users at this point, there's really no way to hold this back, is that it's going to be impossible to enforce copyright and any kind of protection in this way. And so copyright law needs to evolve. It needs to change in order to reflect the new digital medium.
All one guesses it dies, briefly, yes or no?
Copyright law, does it die?
Yes.
I really don't think it dies. I think it changes.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Jay, we thank you very much indeed for joining us, Jay Adelson, and a fascinating story.